John Beltran back at Elizabeth High School. Apparently there is a second umpire, but still hasn't made his way out into the field. We just saw him in the parking lot, and I was told he's been there for several minutes. I don't know why. He's all dressed as we're getting ready for this game between Fort Morgan and Elizabeth. Let's see, I still don't see him walking towards the field. Does he not know that the game's at 4 o'clock and not at 4:30? Because this is quite ridiculous. I mean, he's been out in that parking lot for several minutes. Unless he's not sure where the baseball field is. No, there he comes. I want to give a standing ovation to the guy who showed up on time. So here we go. Kyle Daniels will step in momentarily, and this game officially will start 20 minutes late due to the absence of one of the umpires. Daniels, as I mentioned, hitting .444 on the season. And the right-hander Lawson will toe the rubber. Yeah, another clapping for this umpire. I said clap for that umpire. Clap for the guy who showed up on time. 20 minutes late, we're clapping for the wrong guy. Yeah, he got here. Isn't that the truth? So we could start the game. Unbelievable. All right, well, either way, here we go. The opening pitch brought to you by Ingmar Phillips Insurance. To Kyle Daniels. Here's the wind and the offering by the right-hander. The fastball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, first pitch officially at 4:20. And the offering all the way to the screen. It bounces in. 2 balls and no strikes. All right, 2-0 to Daniels. Here's the wind and the 2-0 offering. Down and away. Took something off at 3-0. On deck is Shurtleff, followed by McBride. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. I have no idea why he was swinging at a 3-1. Wow. I have no idea why Kyle was swinging at a 3-0. I mean, I guess he had the hit side, but still, you're the leadoff hitter in the game. Swung on and lined into right center field for a base hit. And Daniels, who had 3 hits on Wednesday, has a base hit here for the Mustangs to begin this game on the road against Elizabeth. And that'll bring up Trevor Shurtleff, who leads the team with 6 doubles. Hitting just under .350 on the year. He's been a valuable hitter for Fort Morgan. The lead hitter, batting average-wise, is on deck, McBride. Daniels with a 2-step lead. The stretch, pitched by Lawson. Squares to bunt, and he fouls it to the screen. The Mustangs this year have been a very good bunting team. They've done enough to get runners over. No balls and 1 strike on the Mustang shortstop, Trevor Shurtleff. Here's the stretch by Lawson. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. One with the ball down and away. No balls and 2 strikes. With 1 on and nobody out of the top of the first inning from Elizabeth on a gorgeous Friday. Now Daniels with a 3-step lead. And the 0-2 pitch will be coming now. Low with a heater. 1-2. This game obviously more important in the standings for Fort Morgan than Elizabeth. If Elizabeth loses, at least they would have 1 loss, just like the Mustangs. Runner goes, swung on and fouled off to the right and out of play. Count remains at 1-2 to Trevor Shurtleff here in the top half of the first inning. Yeah, let's just hope we don't have a bad call in this game by the field umpire, the one who showed up late. 3-step lead at first. And the offering. And that is upstairs. Took something off it. And the count to Shurtleff moves to 2-2. Shurtleff, a very disciplined hitter. Yeah, you look at these top three in the Mustang lineup. They're there for a reason. The pitch swung on. That ball is grounded to short. Weary has it go off his glove, and that'll be an error. Looked like a routine play for Jackson Weary. Could not make it, and he's committed the error, and the Mustangs have first and second, and it might have even been a double play. I'm not sure about it. I don't think it was hit that hard. But nonetheless, Fort Morgan now with first and second and nobody out for McBride. McBride leads the team with 3 home runs and 17 RBIs and a .471 batting average. That's a triple crown for McBride statistically. And now he can drive in even more. The stretch by the right-hander Lawson. And the pitch. Ooh, that ball runs inside and it hit McBride. So the bases are loaded. And here comes Jacob Fritzler, who's third on the team with 16. Check it. He's wearing 16 with 11 runs batted in. And Fritzler has swung a big stick all year. Unfortunately, his last at bat was a line drive to end the game that was caught by the diving Garrett Ward in center. Out of the windup with the bases loaded is Lawson. And the pitch. And that is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Took something off that fastball. At third is Daniels. Shurtleff at second. That is McBride at first. The Mustangs with the initial threat of the game. And the 1-0. Way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Nate Cage, who's got 2 of Fort Morgan's 6 home runs on the season, is on deck. The 2-0 to Fritzler. All the way to the screen. Here comes Daniels. He'll score on the wild pitch. The other runners advance, and the Mustangs lead 1-0. And I think something that did not help Lawson. He was out there for a while we were waiting for the umpire, and I'm sure that doesn't help a pitcher at all. You like to pitch in rhythm. So Fort Morgan with a 1-0 lead, a 3-0 count on Fritzler. Let's see if he'll be taking all the way. And he will. That's a fastball for a strike on the inside corner. 3 balls and 1 strike to the senior, Jacob Fritzler. He had a lot of action in right field on Wednesday. 3-1, way outside. That's off the catcher's glove to the screen. And here comes Shurtleff. McBride to third. Another wild pitch and a walk to Jacob Fritzler. And the Mustangs now lead 2-0. And they haven't had to do much, just a base hit by Daniels. And an error on the shortstop Weary. Cage this season has hit 2 home runs, as I mentioned. And so far for Lawson, he's thrown 17 pitches and only 7 strikes. So would like to establish his control here, as Fort Morgan's off to a 2-0 lead. Lawson stretches, looks in for the sign from Saunders. And the pitch swung on and popped up over the mound. Backing up is the pitcher, Lawson. He makes the catch. Yeah, I'm not sure that was smart of Cage to swing at the very first pitch. A ball tailing in, especially after a hit batsman and then a walk. You're almost doing the pitcher a favor there, but Nate thought he had a pitch he can pull. And he's a very, very good hitter. It just didn't work out for him. Here's Austin Breidenbach. With runners at first and third. And 1 out. 2-0 Fort Morgan. The pitch. Swing and a miss tied him up and in. And now certainly they're looking for the double play. No balls and 1 strike. The stretch by Lawson. Dusty comes home. Swung on and grounded slowly down the third baseline. Steinke charges. He's going to have to throw on the run to first. And late. And beating it out is Breidenbach. It's a base hit. And the Mustangs played another run. As crossing home plate was the courtesy runner for McBride there. That was Caleb Bell. And Fort Morgan is now in the lead by a score of 3-0. So give Bryden back the RBI single. And nothing Steinke could do there. He just charged that ball. It was not hit well. But it played it a run, and that pitch hit Marquez. That's the second hit batsman of the inning. And once again, the bases are loaded. And here comes Kenny Keller to the plate with the Mustangs already out to a 3-0 lead. And Lawson's got to be very frustrated. Does not have control of his pitches right now. But if he can get through the first, a lot of pitchers can pick it up later in the game. So bases loaded for Fort Morgan out of the stretch and the pitch. And that is taken for a ball, a little bit high. 1 ball and no strikes to Kenny Keller. He could actually break this open with a big hit from the right side. And the 1-0 outside. Yeah, it looked like Lawson slipped off that mound a bit. 2 balls and no strikes. Keller waiting for something that he can hit. The 2-0, and that is a little bit low with a changeup. 3-0. Now Daniels did swing early in the game, but he was the leadoff hitter with nobody on base. Keller's definitely got to be taking. I would be shocked if he pulls the trigger on a 3-0, and he takes a strike. A fastball down the middle at the knees, and it's 3-1. The bases are full of Mustangs. 3 balls and 1 strike to Kenny Keller. The wind by Lawson and a pitch, and that's way outside and low. And Keller draws the bases loaded walk. And the Mustangs now lead 4-0. As stepping on home plate is Jacob Fritzler. Here's Anthony Arroyo, second on the team with 13 RBIs. The wind by Lawson, the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. Strike zone appears to be a little bit tight, but I think those pitches are legitimate calls. Nothing that has been badly missed, and you're not going to get the calls if you can't find it now. And the 1-0, and that's upstairs. 2-0 to Arroyo. The Mustangs are essentially standing there, and they don't. That's the smart thing to do. With a right-hander, Lawson just trying to fire in a strike. 2-0, and that is outside. 3 balls and no strikes. He's looking for a call, but that's definitely off the plate from this vantage point, and I'm pretty much directly behind the plate. 3-0 to Arroyo. 4-0 Fort Morgan with the bases loaded. And the pitch. That's a strike right there on the outside corner at the knees. 3 balls and 1 strike. We have 2 hits in the inning. Kyle Daniels and then Austin Brydenbach's infield single. 3-1 to the 9th hitter, Anthony Arroyo. Here it comes. Swung on and grounded slowly to third. Steinke will come to the plate, and that is 1. And no play to first. The fielder's choice goes 5-2. And there's 2 down. Excellent play over there by the third baseman, Steinke, to get the out at the plate. And here comes Kyle Daniels, who singled and scored earlier in this frame. The left-handed hitter awaits the pitch, and he takes a fastball for a strike on the inside corner at the knees. No balls and 1 strike to Daniels. Oh, Lawson's gotten ahead of this hitter. The offering. Swing and a miss and a fastball tailing away. It is 0-2. At third is Marquez. Keller at second. Arroyo at first. 4-0 Fort Morgan. Looking for more here in the top of the first. 0-2. Swung on and tapped up the first base side. Fielded by the pitcher. The throw to first by Lawson in time. And it could have been a lot worse for Dusty Lawson. He gets out of that, but not before allowing 4 runs on 2 hits. There was an error, and the bases were left loaded. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Fort Morgan 4 and Elizabeth is coming to bat on B106 and B106.com. Let's get to the starting lineup here. For the Elizabeth Cardinals, batting first is the center fielder Garrett Warren. Shortstop Jackson Weary hits second. First baseman Kyle Savikas bats third. Corbin Kloppenberg in right bats fourth. Colin Steinke, the third baseman, hits fifth. Dusty Lawson, the pitcher, hits sixth. Garrett Hawkins will bat seventh. Jake Lawson hits eighth, the second baseman. And Riley Saunders, the catcher, will be batting ninth against left-hander Kyle Daniels, 3-1 with a 1.21 ERA. The pitch and the changeup is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Wind and offering, and that is down and away with a changeup, 2-0. Offering. That's a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike as he went with a fastball there. The left-hander delivers way outside with a breaking ball. You don't want to walk after issue a walk, and Daniels has had issues with walks at times. This year is already into double digits in walks. That's in there for a strike. 3-2, went with a straight fastball. Daniels works quickly like Shirtliff. 4-0 Fort Morgan at the bottom of the first. Swung on in line down the left field line. That is trouble. That one's going to bounce all the way to the fence on 2 hops. Around first is Holdings into second with a leadoff double here at the bottom of the first inning. And maybe Elizabeth is out to prove that they're going to make this a high-scoring game, as was the case on Wednesday in Fort Morgan. 18 runs combined. There's Jackson Weary. The stretch by Daniels. And the pitch. Changeup is upstairs. One ball and no strikes. And the offering. Down and in. 2-0. First run of the game by the Mustangs brought to you by MMI International, 842-5161. The pitch swung on and popped up into shallow left center field. That's got some carry to it, though. Going back and still going back, making the catch is Keller. Runner tagging to third and the throw, and Warren is in there. Boy, that ball carried a lot more than I thought. Keller had room, but he had to keep going back. One down with a runner in scoring position. And now batting will be the right-handed hitter, the first baseman, Kyle Savikas. And the pitch, and the bender's outside. He was the winning pitcher. In the game on Wednesday, changeup is a strike on the outside corner at the knees. Count is level at 1-1. Out of the windup, the offering. Swung on and fisted in the air and fielded on a hop by Marquez, but then he misplays it. And safe at first is Savikas. Well, he wanted to catch it on the fly, then misplayed it. We'll call it an error on the Mustang first baseman. An RBI, though, for Savikas. And it's 4-1 as Warren scores. Yeah, he wanted to catch that on the fly that would have held the runner at third. And it was cued off the bat. The pitch and the breaking ball is there for a strike on the outside corner at the knees to Kloppenberg. He delivered a 2-run homer on Wednesday. The pitch. Fastball is down and away. Oh, they called it a strike. It's a late call. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on 3 pitches. Daniels, who's working very quickly, threw it by Kloppenberg, and there's 2 down. First strikeout, here's Colin Steinke. The stretch. Throw back to first. They've got him in a rundown. Savikas running towards second, but they're going to call a balk. It's a balk on Daniels. Yeah, apparently the umpire thought he was headed to the plate, and The balk is called, and Josh Langford is out to talk to the field umpire. So now Steinke with a runner in scoring position. 4-1 Fort Morgan, 2 down. Here in the bottom half of the first inning. The stretch and the offering, and that is upstairs. Another change up there, 1 ball and no strikes. A bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple. Morgan Federal Bank. 321 inside line, down the right field line for a base hit. Savikas will round third. Elizabeth, which came into the inning trailing by 4, has cut the lead in half. It's 4-2 Fort Morgan. And that ball was hit off the fist, but in the right spot. Here's Dusty Lawson, another left-handed hitter. The pitch and the breaking ball, swing and a miss. He already struck out the other left-handed hitter, and Kloppenberg, swing and a miss through the heater right by him on the outside corner. Oh, 0-2. Steinke awaits. Here's the offering, and the curveball is up and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The stretch with a runner at first, a very short lead. Pitched in the dirt. That was the pitch to Lawson. 2-2. Yeah, Steinke got the base hit, 4-2. Both teams have 2 hits. Fort Morgan left the bases loaded, looking for more in the top of the first inning. Daniels at the belt. And the throw back to first, and back in diving is Steinke. This is the number 6 hitter in the lineup. The Mustangs batted 10 in the opening frame. The stretch by Daniels. Oh, a long pause here with a 2-2. Now he comes home. Swung on and fouled at the plate. McBride nearly held on to it, but the count stays at 2-2. Brenda Robinette is your Farmers Insurance agent. Brenda will work with you to provide unique customized coverage at an affordable price. 522-1341. And the 2-2. Fastball is outside. 3-2. Now, yeah, we had to see Daniels. That's already 23 pitches thrown by Daniels. Throw back to first, nothing doing. The stretch by Daniels, and the pitch, and the breaking ball is high, and he walked him on his 24th pitch, that is, of the opening inning. There's Garrett Hawkins. Let's see, we have a courtesy runner at first. This has been an ugly first inning. Nathan Klein will now run for Elizabeth. He steps in, the pitch, and the breaking ball is a strike on the outside corner at the knees for Hawkins, the 7th place hitter in the lineup. 4-2 Fort Morgan, bottom of the first inning. Bunch of base runners, errors by each side. Not a pretty game so far, but the Mustangs do lead. Curveball is popped up into right center field. A long run to his left, still going, and the ball's going to drop right in front of Fritzler. And it's 4-3. That was some miscommunication out there. I'm not sure Jacob would have had it either, but he kind of slowed down when Arroyo attempted to take command of the ball. Here's Lawson now hitting. Oh, didn't expect this with Kyle Daniels on the mound. The stretch and the pitch and the curveball is in there for a strike. Yeah, hopefully every inning is not like this. If not, we're going to be here a long time. Fastball away. Count moves to 1-1 Hawkins at first, Klein at third. The pitch. Fastball rides down and in. And that's already pitch number 29 for Daniels. And they're going to have to rely on Jason Widges to come into this game. There's no way Daniels gets through this. He's pitching number 30 now. Swing and a miss on a fastball above the letters. He got a break there. 2-2. With the Mustangs at one point holding a 4-run lead, now down to 1. The stretch by Daniels. And the pitch runner goes, and that's taken for a called strike 3 with a breaking ball in the inside corner. Second strikeout of the inning for Kyle Daniels, but not a good one. 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left. Let's head to the second inning. It's Fort Morgan 4, Elizabeth 3 on B106 and B106.com. It'll be Trevor Shurtleff, Trey McBride, and Jacob Fritzler coming up for Fort Morgan here in the top of the second inning. That's right, at 4:47. We're only playing the second. We had a long first inning, and we started 20 minutes tardy, so let's see if we can get this game going more efficiently. 2, 3, and 4 for the Mustangs with a 1-run lead against right-hander Dusty Lawson. And hopefully both pitchers are in rhythm. I would say Daniels more than Lawson. If you're a Mustang fan, which we all are, to get this team going in the right direction once again. They had a 4-0 advantage, and then it nearly vanished. But a big strikeout of Jake Lawson to end the inning by Kyle Daniels. Shurtleff reached on an error by the shortstop Jackson Weary in the top of the first inning. Lawson gets a sign from Saunders, and the pitch down and away. 34 pitches in the first inning by Lawson, and Daniels also eclipsed 30. So if these guys are going to go even 4 or 5 innings, they've got to really economize. Swing and a miss on the fastball tailing in. It's 1-1, that is. 1-1 to Shurtleff to lead off the visiting half of the second for the Mustangs with an open stance. And the pitch, and the breaking ball is high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike to Shurtleff. And the pitch swung on and fouled, or no, hit down the right field line, but I think it's headed to foul territory. It's going to drop right inside the line beyond a diving Kloppenberg, and Shurtleff to second. Man, from this angle, that ball was twisting, and yet it found the inside of the line for a double. He just stuck his bat out there, and Shurtleff is now 1 for 2, picking up Fort Morgan's 3rd hit. Yeah, we are right at ground level, and that changes the view here. There's Trey McBride. McBride was hit by a pitch on the first pitch that he saw in the top of the first inning. And he's got 3 home runs on the year. And no listed dimensions here at Elizabeth. The stretch by Lawson. Pitch to McBride. And he swings and hits it foul out of play. No balls and 1 strike to the Mustangs sophomore catcher. Lawson gets a sign from Saunders. And the 0-1 pitch. Fastball is high. And the count levels at 1-1. 4-3 Fort Morgan. We're in the top of the second inning in Elizabeth. The Mustangs are looking to avenge a 10-8 loss on Wednesday at home. Off of second is Shurtleff. He doubled to begin the frame. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball above the letters, and McBride went fishing. And there was no fish at the end of that. 1 ball and 2 strikes, or no contact with a baseball. He's not going for actual fish. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck out of the fastball in the inside corner. McBride took a huge swing and missed it. Of his last 3 plate appearances, he struck out twice, including his final at bat. Rare for him against Elizabeth. Here's Fritzler. Fritzler walked and scored in the first. The pitch, fastball line foul down the right side. It's 0-1. And now Lawson is clearly in a better rhythm than he was in the first inning, when he issued a couple of walks and then didn't get a break with an infield single as well. Off of second is Shurtleff. No balls and 1 strike to the right fielder Fritzler. The pitch swung on and fouled back, one with the off-speed. And the count is at 0-2. On deck is Nate Cage. No balls and 2 strikes. Fritzler steps out, now steps back in. Big lead for Shurtleff. Weary, the shortstop, cheating towards the bag. Now the throw back to second with a second baseman covering. Lawson, that's the other Lawson. Nothing doing. And again, Fritzler still awaiting an 0-2 pitch. Yeah, those are hard outs to come by. Runners really have to make a mistake. The pitch swung on and fouled off to the right. That ball was almost closer to hitting Fritzler than anything. He just took a half swing and got a piece of the baseball. All right, he digs back in. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. Top of the second inning, Fort Morgan 4, Elizabeth 3. Saunders lays down the sign. 0-2, and the breaking ball is low. Good take there by Fritzler. That thing was a strike until it descended at the very last moment. A lot of hitters go fishing for that pitch. And a good pitch there by Lawson. 1-2. Fritzler awaits. Swung on and chopped over the mound. Headed for center field. That is going to be a base hit. Rounding third is Shurtleff. The throw towards the pitch. Good throw out there by Warren, but it was hit slow enough that Shurtleff had enough time to score from second. That'll set up Nate Cage, who popped back to the mound in his previous at-bat. Fort Morgan gets one of those runs back. The stretch and the offering, and the changeup is low. 1-0. That's RBI number 12 there for Fritzler. 1-0 pitch. Again, the same pitch, same location. 2-0. Fort Morgan's not going to stop in this game. They're going to keep going for it. Cage probably awaiting a good 2-0, and he takes a fastball down and away. Lawson has been close, but that pitch is not a strike. I mean, they might be questioning it from the first base side, but those pitches are off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes. Let's see if Cage is taking, and he does, and it rides up and in, and it's a walk. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Nate Cage. So the Mustangs with first and second and 1 out. And here's Austin Breidenbach, drove in a run with an infield hit. The pitch swung on and popped up behind the second base bag. The shortstop, Weary, is going to make the catch. There's an infield fly anyway, and there's 2 down. And we've seen that twice in this game, where the succeeding hitter has swung at the first pitch after the previous hitter was issued a walk. And I know you want to be aggressive, and Coach Langford coaches that, but at the same time, when they're struggling to throw strikes, you don't want to swing at a pitch that's not like right down the middle. Marquez was hit by a pitch his first time up. The stretch and the offering, and the fastball tails in, the throw to third, and safe. And now on the back end, Cage goes to second, nobody covering. It's a stolen base for Fritzler. Nice aggressive base running. for Jacob Fritzler. 1-0 to Marquez with the Mustangs up 5-3. They can add to the lead here in the second inning. They've already plated one on Fritzler's RBI single. Wind and pitch, and that is bounced in. Good stop there by Saunders. 2 balls and no strikes. Marquez is now in a hitter's count. The pitch, down and away. 3-0. Kenny Keller's on deck. Keller drew an RBI walk. And the 3-0 Marquez. And he takes a fastball for a strike on the outer half. Just above the knees, it's 3-1. Three balls and 1 strike. The offering way outside, and it's a walk on the 57th pitch issued by Lawson. Here's Kenny Keller. All right, Keller up there again with the bases loaded. Didn't have to do anything his first time up. He just was patient and drew the walk. Heading from the right side is the senior. The strikes by Lawson. The pitch. And takes a fastball for a strike. That's a good take there by Keller. Those are pitches that a couple of Fort Morgan hitters had swung at earlier after a walk, but that pitch was tailing in. And even though it was a strike, it was not a hitter's pitch. 0-1. Fastball is up and in. And that levels the count at 1 ball and 1 strike to Kenny Keller. With 2 down and the bases full of Mustangs, they left the bases loaded in the top of the first inning. Runners take their leads. And a step off. Fritzler at third, Cage at second, Marquez at first. And a late starting and slow moving game here from Elizabeth. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch to Kenny. And I don't think he went there. Another pitch tailing in. Lots of lateral movement on those Lawson fastballs. That was his 60th pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. He can only throw 50 more under the new Chassa rule. The 2-1 pitch. Will it be made now? Yes, it will. Swung on and popped foul out of play off to the right. Again, a fastball tailing in on the right-handed hitter. Almost got to open up that left hip and pull the ball. 2-2. Out of the stretch with the bases loaded. Keller back in the box. Lawson looks in. And the offering. Swing and a miss. He got him on a fastball above the letters. And the Mustangs have to settle for 1 run in the top of the second inning. On 2 hits, no errors. And for the second consecutive inning, they leave the bases loaded. Fort Morgan 5, Elizabeth 3. This is Mustang Baseball on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the second inning. Fort Morgan 5, Elizabeth 3. 31 pitches thrown by Daniels so far. He'll face the 9-1 and 2 hitters. Riley Saunders had a 2-run double against Shurtleff. Swing and a foul to the screen. Yeah, neither pitcher is going to be going 7 innings unless they do something about their pitch count. And that pitch is a ball. Saunders was 2 for 3 against Daniels, or checked that against Shurtleff. The wind and the 1-1 pitch. Fastball tails on the inside corner for a strike. Just above the knees, it's 1-2. Daniels wants a new ball. Your GMC Chevrolet and Buick sales and service provider, pre-owned supercenters. Corf Continental ready to serve you in Sterling, Yuma, Julesburg, and Fort Morgan. The pitch. And the breaking ball, swing and a miss on the outside. Just off the corner, strikeout number 3 for Kyle Daniels. As Saunders goes down swinging, there's 1 down for Warren. Warren doubled and scored in the first inning. Both teams have already batted around once. Wind and pitch, swung on and popped foul, out of play off to the right. Count moves to no balls and one strike. And the offering swung on and popped up, and that is out of play over the backstop. 0-2. The Padres hadn't scored a run in their series against the Dodgers, have 11 against the Rockies today. The pitch outside with a fastball. Ball one, strike two to Garrett Warren. Daniels ready. Man, he works almost quicker than Shurtleff. The pitch swung on in line towards right field. Fritzler comes on and makes the diving catch. Nice job by Fritzler in right field on the slow liner. He had a good beat on it. 2 down. Yeah, didn't have to dive as much as Warren did in center field when Warren was the one who robbed Fritzler on Wednesday. Jacob had an easy beat on that, still went to his knees, and it was necessary because the ball was dipping. Pitch to Weary, swung on line, caught by the first baseman Marquez, and it was hit off the end of the bat, so it was not scorched. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Daniels. Let's head to the third. In Elizabeth, Fort Morgan 5, Elizabeth 3 on B106 and B106.com. All right, let's go to the third inning. Fort Morgan 5, Elizabeth 3. Okay. The Mustangs scored 4 in the first and 1 in the second. Elizabeth with 3 runs in the first inning. And they did not score in the second against Kyle Daniels. Fort Morgan will have Anthony Arroyo, Kyle Daniels, and Trevor Shurtleff against Dusty Lawson. And I got to tell you, I'm puzzled here. Why the delay? Normally it's a solid minute between innings. Oh, well. Yeah, now getting his final pitch count in there is Lawson as we begin the third. Arroyo grounded into a fielder's choice with the bases loaded as Steinke threw to the plate to force out the runner. Righty against righty. The wind by Lawson and the pitch, and the breaking ball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering swung on and popped up towards right center field. The second baseman is out, and Lawson makes the pitch. Didn't quite get the outfield. 1 down in the third for Kyle Daniels, who singled and grounded out. He scored a run. Dusty Lawson has thrown 64 pitches so far, more than half of those for balls. He ran into trouble in the first inning. Wind and offering, and the fastball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Lawson gets the sign from Saunders. And the 1-0 pitch. Squaring to bunt, lays it down the third base side, foul. 2 strikeouts so far for Lawson, but he's walked 4 and hit 2 batters. 1 ball and 1 strike. The base is empty in the top of the third inning. Fort Morgan has a 5-3 lead on the road here in Elizabeth. Rominger Jewelry and Gifts is the leader in Northeast Colorado for diamonds, jewelry, watches, and export in-store jewelry repairs for service, quality, and value. Shop Rominger's in downtown Sterling. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Daniels was late on the fastball. It's 1-2. That's one of the better pitches Lawson has thrown in this game. The left-handed hitting senior awaits the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, lined into left center field for a base hit. And Daniels is now 2 for 3. And in this 2-game series against Elizabeth has got 5 hits. And here's Trevor Shurtleff. He's been on base twice. He reached on an error, and then he doubled. All of a sudden, the Mustangs trying to come up with another threat. They've had base runners in each of the first 3 innings. And Daniels is a threat to run. The offering swung on and popped out of play behind the screen. No balls and 1 strike. The Cardinals are playing at double play depth. Lawson looks in for the sign. Long pause here by Lawson. The stretch. And the pitch. And he bounces it in. It gets away from the catcher, Saunders. Went off his equipment off to the right. And advancing in the wild pitch to second is Daniels. And now Fort Morgan can grab a 3-run lead with a base hit in the outfield. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. It's a 2-run advantage in the third. Saunders lays down the sign, setting up on the middle half there. And the pitch swung on and grounded up the middle. The shortstop, Weary, has got it. Looks to third, throws to first for the out. And retired is Shirtliff. Advancing to third is Daniels. There's McBride. McBride was hit by a pitch and struck out. Trey officially is 0 for 1. Lawson with a man at third, out of the stretch. And the pitch swung on. That ball is hit high and deep down the left field line, and that one is twisting foul. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, pulled it quite a bit. That's a good pitch. When you have that fastball tailing in like Lawson does, it's very difficult to keep fair. And that was the case right there. No balls and 1 strike to Trey McBride with a man at third and 2 down. The pitch, fastball, boy, that was caught on a jump by the catcher Saunders, 1-1. That's a great play by Saunders. If not, that would have gone to the screen and Fort Morgan would have had a 6-3 lead. The stretch, McBride awaits. Here's the pitch. And he swings and belts it high and deep down the left field line, but that is twisting foul as well. He's hit 2 balls that had home run distance, and it's because Lawson has that tailing fastball into the right-handed hitter. These hitters have been unable, or at least McBride could not keep it fair. And that's not a bad pitch there by Lawson, even though he hit it a long way. He's not putting it in play. Now it's 1-2. He's got McBride in a pitcher's count. Off of third is Daniels. The stretch. The offering. And the breaking ball is up and in. McBride thought it might have grazed his left elbow, but to no avail. 2-2. Fort Morgan has 5 hits in the game. Elizabeth with 3. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A man at third. The offering. Swung on, grounded up the middle. The shortstop, Weary, cannot get to it. It's a base hit into center field. Daniels will score, and McBride has his 18th ribby of the season. And the Mustangs have plated another run at 6-3 Fort Morgan in the top of the third inning. And Caleb Bell will be the courtesy runner. And I think Lawson will tell you that simply got too much of the plate. Hit in the right spot on the ground. Here's Fritzler. He's walked and singled. Fritzler officially at 1 for 1. He's driven in a run. The stretch. Lawson looks in. And the pitch. Swung on and chopped slowly on the left side. The shortstop, where he has it, sets, fires to first for the out. And Fritzler is retired. But Fort Morgan scores for the 3rd consecutive inning as the Mustangs pick up a run. On 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Fort Morgan, though, is stranded 7, but they have a 6-3 lead after 2.5 on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the 3rd inning in Elizabeth, where Kyle Daniels has retired the last 4. But now he'll face the heart of the order. Kyle Savikas, Corbin Kloppenberg, and Colin Steinke. 6-3. Fort Morgan. Savikas reached on an error. The pitch. And the changeup is upstairs. That was pitch number 41 for Daniels. Here's the wind and the 1-0. Swung on and fouled to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. Daniels gets the sign from McBride. The pitch, and the bender's in the dirt, threw him a knuckle curve. Ball 2, strike 1. Yeah, that first inning is what got to Daniels there, pitch count-wise. Swing and a miss on a sweeping breaking ball. Yeah, Daniels threw 31 pitches in the first. The pitch. Down and away with a fastball. Now it's 3-2. Don't want to get to deep counts either. The wind by Daniels. Payoff pitch. Curveball is grounded left side. It'll be a deep play in the hole for Trevor Shurtleff to throw to first and a bounce. In time. Marquez really didn't have to pick it. It took a true hop. And Trevor made the right play. And retired as Savikas for the opening out. 5 in a row. Retired by Kyle Daniels. Kloppenberg struck out on 3 pitches in the first inning. It's a good play by Shurtleff, not throwing that on the fly. The pitch, fastball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. 24 pitches since the first inning for Daniels. That's not bad at all. And that ball hit him. A fastball tailing in, got him on the right arm. So both teams have a hit batsman. In fact, Lawson of Elizabeth has hit 2. But now Colin Steinke, who has got an RBI single, is up there, which ends the string of 5 in a row retired by Daniels. And a double play can end this frame. Short lead at first. Daniels comes home. Curveball is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Only 1-1-2-3 half inning. That was by Daniels in the second. Throw back to first, and now in a rundown as the throw is to second base, and the tag, and safe! Safe as the tag was applied. Let's see, we were blocked out, but it looked like it was applied by Shurtleff, who got around it. That's going to go as a stolen base for Kloppenberg. Yeah, no debate there. I mean, hard to see from this angle how much he missed it, but the umpire was right there. And not well executed by Fort Morgan. The fastball is outside. Now it's 2-0. And all of a sudden, Elizabeth is thinking that they could do some damage in this inning. The stretch. Daniels with a 2-0 pitch. Upstairs with a fastball. Doesn't have his A game today. Neither pitcher does, as evidenced by what happened there in the first inning. Now the 3-0, and he bounced it and he short-armed it completely, and it's a walk. And Dusty Lawson will now hit. Lawson also walked his first time up. And for Kyle so far, 3 strikeouts, but he's hit a batter, and now he's walked 2. The stretch. Daniels comes home. Swag and a miss. Through the heater right by him, it's 0-1. Dusty not with a ton of speed. If he can hit it to a second baseman or shortstop, could be a twin killing. Bounces it in, blocked by McBride on the changeup. Count is at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. 6-3, Fort Morgan leads in the bottom of the third inning. Game not even an hour old since we started late. The pitch, and the sidewinding curveball is outside. 2-1. Yeah, Wiggins is going to have to come into this game because Kyle's down to exactly 55 pitches. He's thrown that many so far. The offering, Swung on and fouled back. Went with a changeup. It's 2-2. Critical hitter for the left-hander Daniels to retire. Gets a sign from McBride. Kyle looks back. 2-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed, and Kyle Daniels strikes out Lawson for the second out. What a sweeping breaking ball. There's 2 down. And there's Garrett Hawkins, who singled his first time up. Well, Kyle is fantastic in getting out of trouble. The stretch and the pitch, and the breaking ball is up and in. Even when he's not on his A game, he knows the pitches to throw in order to escape the damage. Trying to do it again here in the third inning. 1-0 offering. Oh, curveball, not even close. McBride caught it standing up. 2 balls and no strikes. Kloppenberg at second, Steinke at first. The tying run is at the plate here in the bottom of the third inning. 2 balls and no strikes. A big pitch coming up for Kyle Daniels. Here it is. Swung on and missed on the outside corner at the knees. 2-1. Looked like he pulled the string again on that one. McBride setting up on the inner half. The offering. Up and away with a fastball, 3-1. Even since the first inning, Kyle's thrown 38 pitches and half of those for strikes, which means half have been for balls. 3-1, runners take their leads. Jake Lawson is on deck. And Jake Lawson will hit in this inning. It's a walk. Down and in with a fastball, but he did strike out Lawson looking. And that was to end the first inning. So certainly not a problem here. Feels confident with his hitter coming up. Here with the bases loaded and 2 down in the bottom of the third inning. At third is Kloppenberg. Steinke at second. Hawkins, who just was issued a free pass, is at first. And again, the struggles continue for Daniels with the walks. Wine in the pitch. Ooh, he short-armed that fastball. Didn't look natural coming out of his hand at all. It's 1-0. The pitch. Little bit high, just above the belt. 2-0. Now he's got to come in with one. The offering on the outside corner for a strike. Just got the corner. 2-1. That was belt high. Daniels kicks and fires. That is right there in the corner again. Strike 2. Throw him the same pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. McBride steps on the plate because that was in the dirt, so it just basically forces out the runner. And Kyle Daniels again getting out of the damage as he strikes out Jake Lawson for the second time in 3 innings to end a frame. And Elizabeth is held off the board. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the bases were left loaded. Let's head to the fourth in Elizabeth. Fort Morgan 6, Elizabeth 3 on B106 and B106.com. 5, 6, and 7 for the Mustangs. Here in the top of the fourth inning, Nate Cage will lead off. He's popped out and walked. Wine in the pitch, and the breaking ball is in there for a strike, belt high by Dusty Lawson, who has thrown 78 pitches, which means he's got a maximum of 32 with a 110-pitch limit. And the offering down and away with a fastball. He has not had a 1-2-3 inning and needs one desperately. The ball gets loose on the infield. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm not sure who would come in for Elizabeth here in either the 5th or the 6th inning, but we'll find out momentarily. The offering swung on and popped foul to the screen. Ball 1, strike 2 to Nate Cage. The third baseman, the junior, awaits the pitch. Swung on and hit in the air into towards the second baseman. Man, I can't find that ball. Lawson makes the catch. It was fisted out there. And there's one down. And that's the second time Cage has been jammed in this game. It's that tailing fastball. It's not easy to get the meat of the bat on that. Here's Breidenbach, an infield single and an infield fly. Swung on. That ball is lifted into center field. Garrett Warren has an easy beat on it, and he makes the catchers 2 down here in the fourth. And now Lawson doing a good job of cutting down on the pitches. Marquez has been hit by a pitch, and he's walked. With 2 down and the base is empty. Wind and Offering way outside with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Fort Morgan leads 6-3 at the top of the fourth inning. Temperatures dipped a bit since the start of the game. Over an hour ago, the Offering. That's right there on the outer half for a strike. Count is leveled at 1-1. Lawson gets the sign and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and a ball diving down in the zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Marquez. He swung at ball 2, but he's still alive in this at bat. Lawson kicks and fires, and the bender's down and in. Get AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store near you. AC Ice. They proudly support local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch outside with a fastball. 3-2. You got to watch the game from behind the plate to get the proper angle in the strike zone. That's for sure. The wind and the 3-2 pitch, and that's way outside of the screen. And Marquez walks, and that does not help Lawson's cause of cutting down on the pitches. That's now 88 thrown by the right-hander. And that is his 5th walk. And Keller at the plate has been walked with the bases loaded and struck out swinging. He's been up there twice with the bases loaded. 2-step lead at first for Marquez. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and popped out of play. No balls and 1 strike. With 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning. Fort Morgan has scored in every frame. 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, but off the board so far in the fourth. Keller's got to keep the rally going. Throw back to first, back in diving is Marquez. Keller's the 8th place hitter in this lineup. Came into the game hitting .250. 0 for 1 officially. The left fielder awaits. Here's the pitch. Swung on and lined on 1 hop to the third baseman. Steinke throws to first, and right there to retire Kenny Keller, and that does it for the Mustangs in the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. To the bottom of the fourth we go. It's Fort Morgan 6, Elizabeth 3. We're back in 90 seconds on B106 and B106.com. Riley Saunders takes the ball, then swings and grounds it to the pitcher. Daniels to his right, throws high, but coming down to the bag is Marquez. And on 2 pitches, Saunders is retired to lead up the bottom of the fourth inning. Nice job by Kyle. 1 down for Garrett Warren, who's doubled and lined to right. He's 1 for 2. 6 runs on 6 hits for Morgan. 1 error, they left on 8 on base. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 5 stranded on the base paths for the Cardinals. The pitch, and the breaking ball is bunted foul off the right foot of McBride. It's 0-1. 7 runs combined in the first inning, but only 2 since then, and both by the Mustangs in the second and the third. 0-1 pitch. The changeup is down and away. Checking at first, no swing. Count evens at 1-1. Daniels working quickly. Likes to throw a pitch about every 10 seconds. The Offering. Fastball is high. That was pitch number 72 for Kyle Daniels. The pitch. The bender's in the dirt. 3-1. And Lawson just had his first 1-2-3 inning. It was much needed. Daniels has had one, and that was 2 innings ago. 3-1 pitch. Oh, not even close. Extremely high. Jackson Wary has popped out and lined out. So for 2. But he did hit the ball hard the second time. Fairly hard. The stretch by Daniels and the pitch. And he's short-arming that pitch in the dirt. Daniels with 4 strikeouts and 4 walks in the game. Looking for the double play. Pull back the second baseman, and at short, his short left curveball is down and away. 2-0. He's got to get ahead of these hitters. He did a good job against the opening hitter. 2-0 pitch. Yeah, he's short-arming everything. Throw back to first and sweep tag, and back and diving is Warren. 3-0. Yeah, just when you think that Daniels is getting into a groove, he can't find the plate. 3-0 pitch. Well, that found a plate, a strike with a fastball in the inner half. It's 3-1. Yeah, he's too good of a pitcher to struggle like this. But again, he gets out of jams as good as any pitcher. Throw back to first, back in diving is Warren. Hard to steal against Daniels with that outstanding pickoff move. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, and 1 on. Throw back to first, and leaning was Warren, but he's back in. Daniels looks in. Let's see what he does here with a 3-1 pitch. Swung on and popped into center, going way back. He's got room. That's Arroyo. Arroyo will make the catch shy of the track. Back to first is Warren. There's 2 down. And that is typical Kyle Daniels, throwing a pitch when he needed it. Two down here in the 4th for Kyle Savikas. He's reached on an error and grounded out. Savikas at 0 for 2. Stretch by Daniels, short lead at first, and the breaking ball is low. Hasn't found that curveball today except against Jake Lawson. He's thrown some clutch curveballs against him, striking out to end the odd number innings. The offering, way outside, another curveball. He's got to go to the changeup. He's really struggling with the bender. 2 balls, no strikes. He's fallen behind the last 3 hitters, but yet he's got a couple of outs. Throw back to first, and back in diving easily. Warren read that beautifully. 6-3 Fort Morgan. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning in Elizabeth. Daniels stretches. Daniels delivers. Swung on, fouled on the changeup off the end of the bat on the right side. Ball 2, strike 1. The Mustangs have never lost here since joining the Colorado 7. They're 3-0. Pitch swung on, line for a base hit into left field. And moving on to third is Warren. There's going to be a play. The throw on the bounce, and it's offline. And into second on the throw is Savikas. A good throw, might have had Warren, but it was offline up the third base side. And let's see if Daniels can do it again and get out of another jam. He's got Kloppenberg. He struck out Kloppenberg and then hit him with a pitch. Remember that Kloppenberg hit that big 2-run homer against the right-hander Shirtliff. The pitch, curveball is a beauty, man. That's the best curveball he's thrown. Right on the inside corner, it froze. The left-handed hitter, it's 0-1. Wind and pitch, swing and a miss. That ball curved down and away. That was such a big curve, it might have hit a right-handed hitter. That's how much spin and break it had on it. 0-2 out of the windup. Warren at third, Savikas at second. Pitch number 86 coming up for Daniels. McBride setting up on the outside. The offering. Fastball is up and away. Throw him a waste pitch. Ball 1, strike 2. Daniels ready. Clutch pitch coming up. And the offering. Ooh, fastball just missed down and away. 2-2, try to sneak it in there to Kloppenberg. Now let's see if he sets him up there and throws a breaking ball. On the 2-2. Curveball is in the dirt. Good take there by Kloppenberg. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's worked his way to a full count. Here's the wind and the pitch. The curveball is just inside. It did miss. McBride thought it might have got the plate, but it was up and in. It's a good call. As much as I hate to say it, it was a good call. Colin Steinke has singled in a run and walked. And now Josh Langford with a visit to the hill. These teams combined have stranded 13 runners, 8 by Fort Morgan, and if Elizabeth doesn't score, they will strand 8 through 4. You got to get Steinke, who's been on base twice. And the entire infield on the mound as well. That conversation breaks up. And let's see what happens with this right-handed hitter, Colin Steinke. Daniels will throw his 90th pitch of the game. Wind and offering. Swung on and grounded to short. Shurtleff has got it. He flips to second for the force. And another inning in which Kyle Daniels survives a jam. And Elizabeth, for the 3rd consecutive inning, does not score. For Elizabeth in the inning. No runs. And they get 1 hit, no errors, and the bases were left loaded. 16 runners stranded, 8 by each team through 4. It's Fort Morgan 6, Elizabeth 3 on B106 and B106.com. 9-1-2 for the Mustangs as we head to the 5th inning. Anthony Arroyo, Kyle Daniels, and Trevor Shurtleff. They lead Elizabeth 6-3. Both pitchers have thrown 90-plus pitches, and that tails in for a strike. Lawson's got that tailing fastball working here. No balls and 1 strike. Arroyo is 0 for 2. Here's the wind and the offering. Swung on line down the left field line, but that's way foul, way out in front of the off-speed pitch. 0-2. And let's check out the book on Lawson so far. Struck out 2, walked 5, hit 2 batters, has allowed the pitch. And that is in there for a called strike 3, a beautiful curveball. That is strikeout number 3. And there's 1 down. That was an outstanding pitch on an 0-2 by Dusty Lawson. Maybe the best pitch he's thrown all game. Kyle Daniels has singled, scored, grounded out, and singled again. The pitch. Fastball, a strike down the middle, thigh high, and it's 0-1. And Dusty should be able to get through this inning. Got 16 more pitches allotted to him at the max. The offering, and the bender's in the dirt. Now, if he works deep to one particular hitter, that could chase him from the game. 1 ball, 1 strike. Daniels awaits the pitch. The fastball tails away. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. The offering, and that fastball tails away. Now he's getting dangerous there, approaching 100 pitches. 3 balls and 1 strike to Kyle Daniels. And the heart of the order is coming up with Shurtleff, McBride, and Fritzler. The pitch. That's right there. He drops it in for a strike down the middle. It's 3-2. Saunders lays down the sign. 3-2 pitch. Swung on. That is popped down the left side and out of play on pitch number 99 thrown by Lawson. Yeah, if he does not retire Daniels, there's a shot that they'll have to go to the bullpen, which could be a player already on the field. That's sometimes what the bullpen consists of at the high school level. Just go to a relief pitcher, I think, is probably the more appropriate term. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat to Daniels. Very pesky right-handed hitter. He's got 5 hits in his 2-game series. And the offering, and that's upstairs, and he walked him. The 6th walk issued by Dusty Lawson. And Shurtleff has reached on an error, doubled, and then grounded to short. Officially, he's 1 for 3. The lead at first for Daniels is about 3 steps. The stretch. Long pause, the pitch. Swung on that, is grounded into left field for a base hit. Daniels to second. And now you know who's coming up. It's the RBI leader in Trey McBride. As Fort Morgan picks up their 7th hit of the game. McBride hit by a pitch, struck out and singled. Driving in a run, he's got 18 RBIs on the year. And he can break this open if he can park one. He's already hit 2 mammoth balls down the left field line, but they were foul. The stretch. And the step off, no throw. Daniels had a big lead at second. Second baseman Jake Lawson was moving over towards the bag. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and popped up on the left side. The shortstop, Weary, behind the bag, is going to make the catch. That's a big out recorded by Lawson. McBride was going for it all, and he popped out. There's 2 down. That's a big, big out there for Dusty Lawson. And that was pitch number 102. So he might actually get through the inning if he retires. Fritzler, the stretch and the pitch. Fastball is upstairs. A walk at RBI single and a ground out for Fritzler, the senior. The runners take their leads. Daniels and Shurtleff from second and first respectively. The stretch by Lawson at 1-0. Swung on and fouled. It was fisted to the screen. Count is leveled at 1-1. Fritzler's driven in 12 runs this year, so he knows about taking advantage of opportunities. The pitch, down and in, the throw to third, runner going, this tag, and safe! Daniel steals third on the back end, Shurtleff to second. So now the Mustangs with 2 runners in scoring position. On a double steal. And it's a hitter's count, 2 balls and 1 strike to Jacob Fritzler. Out of the stretch is Lawson. And the pitch. Swung on, that ball is grounded to short. Weary has got it. He sets, he throws to first, and Fritzler is out. And so the Mustangs here in inning number 5, and it was Dusty Lawson's turn to get out of a jam as the Mustangs have stranded 10 through 5 innings. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left, 4.5 complete. The score, Fort Morgan 6, Elizabeth 3 on B106 and B106.com. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for Elizabeth. Dusty Lawson, Garrett Hawkins, and Jake Lawson against the left-hander Kyle Daniels. Pitch number 91 is a breaking ball to the screen. Elizabeth will have a new pitcher come in the 6th inning because Dusty Lawson is up to 106 pitches, so he could face 1 hitter, but not sure if that would serve Elizabeth's purpose. The offering, fastball tails inside. And if Daniels doesn't throw strikes in this inning, he won't get through this inning. 2 balls and no strikes. 92 pitches thrown by Daniels. He's walked 5, struck out 5, and hit a batter. The offering, fastball, a strike at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the breaking ball drops in for a strike. That's a beautiful pitch. Thigh high in the inside corner. It's 2-2. Wine and offering. Swing and a miss on a sweeping curveball down and away. And there's one down. Strikeout number 6 for Kyle Daniels. Here's Garrett Hawkins, who singled and walked. And here's 1 for 1. Daniels gets to sign the pitch. Curveball is right there for a strike on the inner half with the knees. Hawkins has been on base twice, and Daniels is not messing around, knowing that pitch count is running out. Swung on, grounded right side. A big hop for Marquez, the first baseman. He steps on the bag for the out. There's 2 down. Well, you know what? If he can get this hitter quickly, he might be able to pitch some of the 6th. Because Daniels now has thrown just 97 pitches. Got 13 to play with. He struck out Jake Lawson twice. Daniels ready. And the offering. Swung on and grounded right side. A diving attempt by Marquez. It's a base hit into right field. That's a big hit there by Marquez, because that could have saved some pitches for Daniels. Or by Lawson, I should say. And for Elizabeth, hit number 5. There's Riley Saunders, who struck out and grounded out. Yeah, more than likely we're going to see new pitchers for both teams in the 6th inning. It'll be up to the so-called bullpens to determine the outcome of this game, with Fort Morgan up 6-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. The stretch by Kyle Daniels, the pitch. Changeup. Low. Just missed. 1 ball and no strikes. Proud to be Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan. Equitable Savings and Loan. Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush. 1-0. Oh, not even close. Way outside. It's 2-0. I can't mess around here against Saunders. He's the number 9 hitter. Throw back to first, and it bounces off the glove of Marquez, but only a few feet behind him. And the last pitch from Daniels was pitch number 100. Two balls and no strikes to Riley Saunders. Got to throw a strike here, and he did not. Oh, my gosh. Just short-arming those pitches. I don't know. Kyle cannot get comfortable. He looks really good at certain points of the game, and then all of a sudden just loses it. 3-0 coming up. The pitch. That's a beautiful strike right down the middle. 3-1. Just throw the same pitch and force Saunders to hit it. The tying run is on deck, and Saunders is 0 for 2. 3-1. Swung on and driven down the left side and foul. 3-2. Well, Jake Lawson will be moving from first because there's 2 down in the inning. So anything hit in the infield to play is going to have to be made at first base. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Got to be careful, though. Throw back to first, back in standing is Lawson. Daniels has gotten out of so many jams in this game and yet allowed just 3 runs. The stretch. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up and out of play. 104 pitches thrown by Daniels. He can start another hitter if this one reaches, as long as he doesn't get to 110. Daniels looks in. And the offering. Swung on, that is popped up. And that is going to be headed out of play. Count stays at 3-2. Only 5 pitches remaining for Daniels. Perhaps a little bit more. A change up there. So we'll do it again. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat for Riley Saunders. Out of the windup, so the runner takes off, and fastball is down and in. All right, so Daniels can face one more hitter. And that's it, unless he hits this man, or this will be the last hitter Daniels more than likely can face. It's at 106 now. And it's Garrett Warren, who's doubled, lined out, and walked. He's 1 for 2. The stretch by Daniels. And the pitch. And the curveball is grounded up the middle. Shortstop Shirtliff to his left will step on the bag for the force. And another great job done by Kyle Daniels on pitch number 107 of getting out of a jam. And he survives once again. For the Cardinals in the inning, no runs. 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. Fort Morgan has stranded 10, as has Elizabeth. Let's go to the 6th. Fort Morgan 6, Elizabeth 3, a new pitcher for the Cardinals. We'll tell you about him in 90 seconds on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the 6th. Fort Morgan 6, Elizabeth 3. Left-hander Tyler Richardson is the new pitcher for Elizabeth. Close the book on Dusty Lawson, the pitcher of record. Lawson goes 5 innings, throws 106 pitches, allows 7 hits, 6 walks. He also hit a couple of batters, and 6 runs, 5 earned. He'll face Nate Cage, Austin Breidenbach, and Adrian Marquez, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. The first inning has made all the difference for Fort Morgan when they scored 4 runs. The pitch, fastball, is on the inside corner for a strike. That was nothing but smoke there, thrown by the left-hander Richardson. Here's the wind in the 0-1. The curveball, did he go? And no. Down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm assuming Jason Wiggis will take the mound here for the Mustangs in the bottom of the 6th. They don't have too many options. The pitch swung on and hit in the air into left center field. Garrett Warren to his right, but the left fielder ranges under it as the catch is made out there for the opening out. That's Day. One down here in the 6th for Breidenbach, who has singled in a run and popped out twice. Richardson looks in. Wind and pitch. And that's there for a strike on the outside corner, belt high. No balls, 1 strike. He's got excellent mechanics. Nice easy motion, twists and fires. Or turns and fires, I should say. Wind in the 0-1 offering. And the breaking ball looked like he might have waved at it. Nope. 1 ball and 1 strike. It was a back and forth game on Wednesday, not here. Fort Morgan has led the entire way, 4-0 after half an inning. Both teams have threatened Fort Morgan to extend the lead, Elizabeth to close in on the lead and perhaps take it, but those pitchers have gotten out of jams and the fastball is low. 2 balls and 1 strike just below the knees to Breidenbach out of the number 6 hole. With 1 out and the bases empty in the 6th inning, Fort Morgan leads by 3. And the left-hander delivers. Fastball is up and in. 3 balls and 1 strike. Serving area bean grower since 1921, Trinidad Benham. 3-1 to Breidenbach. Wind and pitch, swung on and lifted to left field. That one's got some carry to it, way back towards the fence, and it takes 1 hop and off the bottom of the fence. And into second is Breidenbach with a 1-out double in the 6th inning. And the Mustangs pick up their 8th hit of the game. And looking to add to their 3-run lead with Adrian Marquez. Marquez in the game has been on base 3 times. He's been hit by a pitch and walked twice. The stretch and the offering. Fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Kenny Keller waits to hit next. Look back. And the 1-0. Swing and a miss and a fastball down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Laying down the sign is Saunders. Richardson looks back, short lead. Now the pitch, and the curveball is a beauty. Drops in there for a strike. It's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Adrian Marquez with 1 out and a man in scoring position in the top of the 6th inning. The Mustangs lead the Cardinals 6-3. Look back at second. The pitch. Fastball called strike 3 on the inside corner. Belt high. And there's 2 down. An excellent pitch there by the left-hander Richardson. Here is Kenny Keller, who has walked, struck out, and grounded to third. 0 for 2 in the game. The Mustangs have stranded 10 already. Richardson looks back. Richardson again. The pitch. Bounced it in there. Backhanded by Saunders. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, this is the 8th hitter in the lineup. But concerned with that base runner right now as well is Richardson. The pitch. Curveball drops in for a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Keller looking to give Fort Morgan perhaps a 4-run lead. The offering, runner going to third, swung on and popped foul out of play. Boy, that was a great jump over there by Breidenbach. But now it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count. One and 2. The stretch and the pitch, and the breaking ball is upstairs. Ball 2, strike 2 to Keller. Big pitch coming up on both sides. Keller digs in. Kenny awaits the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Swung on, grounded left side. The third baseman Steinke's got it. Sets, throws to first, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Fort Morgan 6, Elizabeth 3 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Jason Wiggis being called upon to record 6 outs for Fort Morgan after Daniels threw 107 pitches. The Mustangs lead 6-3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning in Elizabeth. It'll be 2, 3, and 4. Tough part of the order for Wiggis. Jackson Weary, Kyle Savikas, and Corbin Kloppenberg. Fort Morgan has led since the opening frame when they tallied 4 runs. Oh, it's 6-3 to score. Weary has flied out, lined out, and popped out again. He's 0 for 3. And they got to get the music. There you go. Here's the wind by Wiggis and the pitch. Fastball is outside. Big, strong right-hander is Wiggis. 1 ball and no strikes. And now let's see what's happening out there because home plate umpire walking towards the mound. I'm not sure what is the issue unless it's part of the glove. Yeah, now the umpire walked halfway, then he's behind the plate. I don't know what he thought he saw, but Wiggins has used the same glove all season, and even Wiggins was wondering what was that. So 1-0. I mean, you'd think when he's warming up, you'd be able to detect something if you're paying attention. And the pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner with a fastball. Count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Wine in the offering. Breaking ball is lined towards right field. That's going to drop for a base hit in front of Fritzler. Weary's first hit of the game. And Elizabeth has 6 hits. Here's Savikas, who's reached in an air, grounded out, and singled. And again, another inning where Elizabeth has a runner on base. 11 runners stranded by Fort Morgan, 10 by Elizabeth. The stretch by Wiggis. The pitch and the breaking ball drops in for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. This would be a save if Wiggis can pick it up. Throw back to first, back in diving is Weary. No balls and one strike. In the bottom of the sixth inning, Fort Morgan with a 6-3 advantage. The pitch, down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, how aggressive is Elizabeth going to be on the base paths? Weary's got some speed out there. The offering. Curveball, check swing foul on the first base side. It is 1-2. Brush Grocery Cart. They've got everything you need. Your one-stop shop, floral pharmacy, and much more. On West Edison Street in Brush, that's Brush Grocery Cart. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the stretch. And the pitch way outside with a fastball. Yeah, you can tell as soon as it leaves Wiggis's hand where that ball's going to go. Not a ton of lateral movement. And long pause, 2-2. Swung on and fouled to the screen on a fastball. Down and in, it's still 2-2. All right, big pitch coming up for Jason Wiggis. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on, pop foul, out of play off to the right. That's the thing. Jason is more of a contact pitcher. Wants the opposing team to put the ball in play and let his defense make the plays behind him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the offering. Curveball is lined foul up the third base side. Savika's doing everything he can to stay in the count and stay alive in the at-bat. Once again, we'll do another 2-2 with Jackson Weary at first. Savikas with an open stance from the right side. 2.5 to 3 step lead for Weary. Throw back to first and high and nearly up the line. But Marquez was able to snag it out of the air. We'll do another 2-2 pitch. There it is. Fastball is high. 3-2. Elizabeth might be thinking that if they can generate a rally and take the lead, they need only to record 3 outs to win the game. The pitch. Swung on and lifted into deep left field, going way back as Keller towards the fence. It's off the top of the fence. Weary's around second, headed to third. And it's a double for Kyle Savikas. And Elizabeth is in business here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Wiggins hung a breaking ball. Here's Corbin Kloppenberg. Struck out, hit by a pitch, and walked. And I'm telling you right now, Kloppenberg is delighted that the starter is out of there, and Daniels. Wiggis out of the windup with no out. Runners at second and third. The pitch. Fastball runs up and away. 1 ball, no strikes. McBride walks out to the mound to talk to his pitcher. High Plains Bank offers a wide variety of products that can be customized to fit your individual needs. See what over a century of customer service can do for you at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. Yeah, I think the Cardinals are thinking big rally here. They've already gotten to this Fort Morgan pitcher with 2 hits to begin the bottom of the 6th inning. The wind and the 1-0. And the curveball drops in high. 2-0. Just missed. Kloppenberg with an open stance. 2-0 pitch. Swung on, grounded weakly up the first base side. Marquez, the first baseman, flips to the pitcher, covering in late. Yep. He got over there late. The ball was hit slowly. Yeah, Wiggis got beat to the bag. That's an infield hit for Kloppenberg. You got to get over there much quicker. And it's 6-4 as Weary scores. Steinke is 1 for 2. He's singled in a run, and Fort Morgan's in major trouble right now. They are in big-time trouble. This lead is in jeopardy. First and third. and nobody out. The pitch. Fastball, a strike down the middle at the knees. No balls and one strike. Yeah, you need an out right now. You've got Lawson and Hawkins coming up after this man. The stretch. The pitch. Down and away. Elizabeth has scored for the first time since the first inning. And they have 3 hits in the inning. 8 in the game, matching Fort Morgan's total. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stretch and pitch. And the curveball is up and in. 2-1. Yeah, Wiggis has not been in this position to really close a game, at least. Certainly not at a consistent level. And now has to do it on the road. They wanted Daniels to pitch at least into the 6th, but he ran out of pitches through 107. 2-1. Not even close. Upstairs, 3-1. Yeah, the Mustangs at the very best might have to get into the top of the 7th inning, tied at 6. 3-1 to Steinke, the pitch. Swung on and popped up towards the second baseman, Garver. And Garver's going to make the catch. Great pitch there by Wiggis, and there's 1 down. Wow. 1 down here for Dusty Lawson. Nope. Check that. Let's see who's... Oh, that's Tyler Richardson, who came into the game for Lawson. Hitting from the left side for the first time in the game is Richardson. Now, this might benefit Elizabeth that they have a left-handed hitter up there. Kloppenberg just beat 1 out. The pitch, runner going, swung on, grounded to the first baseman Marquez, backhands it, steps on the bag. Savika scores. There's 2 down, and it's 6-5. Nice job by Marquez. Yeah, there was no way that Wiggis was going to get over there. He was falling off the mound there. Wouldn't have been his fault. I mean, Marquez had the play. So it's 6-5 as Richardson picks up the RBI. 2 down, and the tying run is at second. Let's see if the Mustangs can survive this. The stretch, and the pitch to Hawkins. And the breaking ball is a strike on the outside corner. I tell you, a ton of maturity shown here by Wiggis. He was not rattled whatsoever. He was just giving up hits, but I figured, man, he was getting behind that last hitter, second to last hitter. 0-1. And breaking ball is in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wiggis has thrown 23 pitches in this inning. A single, a walk, and a ground out for Hawkins. Game is approaching the 2-hour mark. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Fort Morgan 6, Elizabeth 5. The stretch. Wiggis looks back, looks in, looks back. The pitch. Curveball is up and in. Ball 2, strike 1. McBride lays down the sign, gets it from the dugout, and then lays it down. Kloppenberg with a conservative lead. Good 3 to 4 steps. 2-1. Curveball is popped into left center, making right center field. Daniels to his left is going to make the grab. And the inning is over. Elizabeth draws closer. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the 7th in Elizabeth. Fort Morgan 6, Elizabeth 5 on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the 7th inning. Fort Morgan with a 6-5 lead over Elizabeth. So certainly tense moments here in Elizabeth with Anthony Arroyo, Kyle Daniels, and Trevor Shirtliff to hit for the Mustangs. And check that, Arroyo was taken out with a pitching change. So Grayson Garver will now hit to begin the 7th inning. Came in to play second base against the left-hander Richardson here. Wine in the offering. And the breaking ball went behind Garver. I don't know how that ball missed him. 1 ball and no strikes. Six runs on 8 hits for Fort Morgan. 5 runs on 8 hits for Elizabeth. Both teams have made an error. Both teams have stranded 11. The pitch. Fastball is up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Man, the temperature's dropping too. Big time. 2-0 Wind pitch. Runs inside. 3-0. Well, Garver's going to be taking at least one pitch, if not more. And the 3-0 squaring to bunt. There's a fastball for a strike down the middle. 3-1 to Garver. You get him on, then you set it up for a stack of outstanding hitters for the Mustangs. And Daniels, Shirtliff, and McBride. 3-1 pitch. He walked him a fastball up and away. And here comes Kyle Daniels to the plate. 2 for 3, 5 hits in the series. He's been on base 3 times in this game with 2 singles and a walk. As the game has officially hit the 2-hour mark. We started 20 minutes late because the field umpire was not here. I don't know why, but doesn't matter at this point. Short lead for Garver at first with a left-handed pitcher on the hill. The stretch, I don't think he'll be taking off with all these hitters coming up. And the offering, and the breaking ball is up and in, and Daniels was scoring to bunt. The Mustangs want that insurance run, or at least get a run back that they gave up in that 6th inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Short lead at first for Grayson Garver, about a step and a half. Daniels awaits the pitch. Squares to bunt, lays it up the third base side. Steinke charges, Fields fires to first in time, and yeah, they're going to say outs, even though the first baseman Savikas had to struggle to find the bag with his foot, and Daniels and him kind of crashed feet there, so to speak. The sacrifice is successful. It will go 5-3, but Josh Langford is now questioning that particular play. And here is Trevor Shirtliff with 1 out in the 7th. Man, it's really getting cold now. Shirtliff is 2 for 4. I didn't think we get to this temperature at this point, but man, it is dipping fast. Let's get this over with a Mustang victory. The stretch and pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner. Thigh high, it's 0-1. To the junior, Trevor Shirtliff. Off of second is Grayson Garver. The stretch. And the pitch. Swung on and chopped right back to the mound. Charging is Richardson. Sets, throws the first high, and it's headed down the right field line. No RBI, and Fort Morgan has now added a run. That's a critical error on a slow grounder. And now a visit to the hill. Mustangs needed that. Jason Wiggis wants some cushion, and a 2-run cushion certainly helps when he takes the mound here in the 7th. But Fort Morgan still with some work to do. Now leading by 2. Yeah, that thing just was airmailed big time. And both errors committed by this Elizabeth team have killed them. Conversation about to break up because the home plate umpire is about to make sure it breaks up. He's out there waiting for it now. As soon as he got there, then all of a sudden they scattered. That's an old trick. Here's McBride. Well, McBride stepping in for the Mustangs. Trey McBride today. Well, we'll pull it up here in just a second. Does have an RBI single, I can tell you that. He's also been hit by a pitch and struck out. Likes to swing at the first pitch if he gets it. The stretch. Richardson comes home. Fastball swung on and missed. He was overmatched on the outside corner. McBride's also popped out. No balls and 1 strike. Trey needed to go to right field with that pitch, and he tried to pull it. The stretch. And McBride awaits. Fastball swung on and missed. What is he swinging at? That pitch was 6 inches outside. Even McBride is He's questioning himself up there. He wanted to go the other way, and that's a good idea, but the pitch was well off the plate. It was not the same as the first pitch, the stretch. And the 0-2. Swing and a miss on a ball down in the zone. He swung at 2 balls in that exchange, and there's 2 down. 2 down for Fritzler. Yeah, I think once Trey got in that 0-2 hole, he was a little bit insecure up there, and that happens to hitters. It's very difficult to hit a baseball. 1 for 3 is Fritzler. He's got an RBI single to stretch. Richardson comes home, runner goes to third, pitch up and away. The throw to third is offline, and it's a stolen base for Shurtleff. Shurtleff went in diving head first. All types of dirt came up. One ball, no strikes. Now Fritzler with a chance to drive in his 13th run of the season. Fort Morgan leads 7-5. 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning with the man at third. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and popped foul, out of play, off to the right. The count level at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 on, 1 in, and 2 down. The left-hander Richardson looks in. And a pitch. The breaking ball is a strike on the inside corner. Jacob didn't like that one, but that did catch the corner. It's 1-2 to the Mustang right fielder. And now Sterling home is sure with the ball. A man on base. And Fort Morgan gets both runs back. Oh, that was genius. Against a left-handed pitcher not looking at the runner. And yeah, now there's going to be a conversation. But it looked legit. I don't think time was out or anything. That's part of the normal play. And in fact, even if the throw had been accurate, it wouldn't have been that close. He got a great jump on that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on, grounded to second. Lawson bobbles it, picks it up, throws to first for the out. And that does it for Fort Morgan here in the top of the 7th inning. However, the Mustangs pick up 2 runs on no hits, 1 error, and the bases were left empty. Jason Wiggis tries to close it out at the bottom of the 7th inning, with Fort Morgan leading 8-5 on B106 and B106.com. Let's begin the bottom of the 7th inning, where the fastball is upstairs. Jason Wiggis trying to nail it down, with Fort Morgan leading Elizabeth 8-5. And that pitch a little bit high. It is 2-0. 8-9-1. That's Jake Lawson, who has struck out twice and singled. The pitch. Oh, down and away. Come on, Jason. You don't want to walk the number 1 hitter. He's not trying to. 3 balls and no strikes. And the offering. And that is on the outside corner for a strike with a fastball. 3-1. 29 pitches thrown by Wiggins. 15 strikes, 14 balls. The big, strong right-hander turns and delivers. And that's upstairs. It's a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 7th inning, with Riley Saunders, who's 0 for 2. He struck out, grounded out, and walked. Quite the game here in Elizabeth. Fort Morgan has led the entire way, with an 8-5 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Throw back to first, back in diving as the throws offline was Lawson. Saunders has done a very nice job behind the plate and had a big game offensively on Wednesday with 2 hits and a 2-run double. The stretch and pitch swung on and lifted in the infield. Second baseman Garver to his left. Can't make the catch. It's off his glove, but he can throw to second for the 4th. And he does so as Shurtleff receives that force. And, boy, that would have been a critical error on Garver, but luckily the ball barely got away. And Lawson had to go back to first because it should have been caught. So that's a fielder's choice, unconventionally, 4-6. Yeah, Grayson did not look that ball in, but caught a huge break on that little looper, as it really didn't get away from him far enough. Here's Garrett Warren. He's doubled, lined out, walked, hit into a fielder's choice. Fastball runs down and in. Warren is 1 for 3. He made the game-ending catch in center field, and fabulous defensive play to secure Elizabeth's 2-run victory on Wednesday. The pitch on the outside corner for a strike, took something off it at the knees, and the count is level at 1-1. Stretch by Wiggis, and the offering. Fastball rides upstairs. Ball 2, strike 1. Jackson Weary and Kyle Savikas, who both scored and both got base hits, are coming up for the Cardinals. And that is on the outside corner for a strike with a fastball, 2-2. Saunders off of first, the stretch. Wiggis looks in for the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Called strike 3 on the breaking ball that froze Warren. And there are 2 down. Oh, that was a gorgeous pitch by Wiggis. Clutched by the right-hander. He was in all types of trouble in the 6th inning. Worked his way out of it after giving up a couple of runs, and now about to nail down the save. Weary is 1 for 4. His base hit came in his most recent at-bat. Pitch to Weary. Swing and a miss to the fastball right by him down the middle. It's 0-1. Elizabeth and Fort Morgan have both stranded 11 apiece. No balls and 1 strike. The lead off of first. A couple of steps there for Saunders, and Weary calls time, trying to throw Wiggis off rhythm, which is a good idea considering that Wiggis is getting into a rhythm. 8-5, Fort Morgan with 2 down in the 7th. In Elizabeth, the stretch and the offering. Swung on and popped foul off to the right. It's 0-2. Kyle Savikas can only hit if Jackson Weary reaches. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. McBride lays down the sign. Wiggis comes home. Swung on line towards right field. Fritzer to his left. Cannot get it. It's a base hit. And the third is going to be Saunders, and the tying run is at the plate in Savikas. That was an 0-2 pitch over the outer part of the plate. And Weary gets a base hit. And that is hit number 9 for Elizabeth. Savikas has reached on an air, grounded out, singled and doubled. He is the tying run for Elizabeth, with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. And McBride now calls time. I guess there was an issue getting the pitch in from Coach Langford or something to that effect, and now Trey McBride will relay the signal not only to Wiggis but to the entire infield. Weary was down to his last strike before delivering. The pitch, breaking ball, drops in but low. 1 ball and no strikes to Kyle Savikas. At third is Saunders. Jackson Weary's at first. And the pitch, breaking ball swung on, grounded foul, I should say, up the third base side. And the count is level at 1-1. Both starting pitchers are the pitchers of record in this game. Kyle Daniels for Fort Morgan, Dusty Lawson for Elizabeth. Swing and a miss at a fastball, the outside corner. Again, second straight hitter that is down to their final strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kyle Savikas. Wiggis gets the sign from McBride. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on and foul to the screen. He just got a piece of it. Oh, man, barely staying alive there was Savikas. Again, Jason Wiggis trying to nail it down for Fort Morgan. 1 and 2 with runners at the corners. Wiggis stretches. Jason pitches in the dirt with a breaking ball, and I don't think he swung. They're going to check, but no swing. Yeah, I don't think he swung either. McBride is claiming he might have waved the bat, but to no avail. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. A 3-run lead for Fort Morgan in the bottom of the 7th inning in Elizabeth. The stretch by Wiggis. The pitch way outside with a fastball. Wiggis wanted it, but that's a ball. And as much as I want to see strike 3, that was definitely a ball. I could see that right out of his hand. I'm positioned right behind the plate. And virtually the same view as the umpire. 3-2. Savikas in the box. Weary will be taking off from first with a 3-2 pitch. Wiggis comes home. Swung on, line foul up the third base side. Threw him a curveball. Remains at 3-2. And Corbin Kloppenberg is the winning run on deck. Well, this game's been a marathon from Elizabeth. We'll do another 3-2 pitch to Savikas. Let's see what pitch Wiggis goes with. Here it is. Swung on, fouled back with a fastball down the middle at the knees. This will be pitch number 9 of the at-bat. Savikas is not going away. Three and two, the stretch. And the pitch. Curveball is popped up into center field. Kyle Daniels looks for it, flags it down, and makes the catch of the game. And the fourth and the Cardinals are held off the board in the 7th. Fort Morgan 8, Elizabeth 5. We'll wrap it up in 2 minutes after this on B106 and B106.com. Mustang Post-Game Show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. That is, visit MCC online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, there to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. Morgan Community College. Fort Morgan defeats Elizabeth, avenging Wednesday's loss 8-5. 8 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, 11 left on base for the Mustangs. 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, 13 left on base for Elizabeth. The winning pitcher was Kyle Daniels. He went 5 innings. The loss went to the starter, Dusty Lawson. The save to Jason Wiggis. Time of the game was 2 hours and 18 minutes, and the Mustangs did their damage there in the first inning. Dusty Lawson certainly struggled with his control. Kyle Daniels scored on a wild pitch. Trevor Shurtleff did the same, making it 2-0. Austin Breidenbach's RBI single would make it 3-0, and then Kelly Keller walked with the bases loaded, and it was 4-0. But back came Elizabeth in the bottom of the first inning as the Cardinals would score 3 runs. Kyle Savikas reached on an error. Garrett Warren scored, making it 3-1, and make it 4-1, I should say. All right, well, they accidentally unplugged us here. Anyway, continuing with the recap, Colin Steinke's RBI single would make it 4-2. Then it became 4-3 as Garrett Hawkins singled in a run. The Mustangs got a run back in the top of the second inning as Jacob Fritzer got an RBI single, making it 5-3. It became 6-3 in the third inning as Fort Morgan got an RBI single from Trey McBride. And it stayed that way until the bottom of the 6th inning. Jason Wiggis took over the mound. Both pitchers were getting out of jams. But then the Cardinals began the inning with a couple of hits, and then they were finally able to capitalize, even though Wiggis would register some outs. Tyler Richardson would ground out, driving in a run. That was preceded by Corbin Kloppenberg's RBI single, though, making it 6-5. Then in the top of the 7th inning, Fort Morgan did get some insurance. Grayson Glover walked. Kyle Daniels sacrificed him to second. And then Trevor Shurtleff on a grounder to the mound was able to reach second when the pitcher Richardson threw it into right field. Garver scored, and then later Shurtleff stole third and stole home, and that was it, as Elizabeth was held off the board, and the Mustangs went 8-5. So Fort Morgan is now sitting at 7-1 in Colorado 7 league play, and they are 8-3 overall. Elizabeth 6-4 overall, and 5-1 in league play. Outstanding job by our sound engineer and producer, Julie Garcia. I say that all the time, but it's true. I'm John Beltran with a final score. Fort Morgan 8, Elizabeth 5 on B106 and B106.com.